Hi, it's Sarah here and I'm going to show you how to make some very quick and easy flowers. So it's ones like these, right? So they're very quick and easy to make, a nice addition to your cards and your projects. Okay, so all we need for this are some punches, or if you've got any flower dies with a similar sort of flower. So what I've done is I've literally punched a load out of just ordinary coloured paper. Okay, these ones here are out of some textured cardstock, but these ones here, all the colours, it's literally just paper, coloured paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a few out, a few of the colours. So I'll start off with the lilac, because I've got the two sizes. Let's just get this one. So I think what I'll do is I'll do 3 of each size. Now there's 2 ways to shape your flowers. You can either, if you've got a pokey tool or a cocktail stick, something like that, and one of these moulding mats. Now I do have both of these in stock, the moulding mat and the pokey tools. So you can literally press down like that on each petal. And you can probably see what it's doing is it gives that little crease down the middle, but it's also starting to lift up the petals, so starting to form a flower shape. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. I'll do that on the big one as well. So straight away those petals are lifting up. And of course you can do this with plain cardstock, you can do it with patterned. There we go. Like that. Or if you've got any of these long tweezers, in fact what I do is I try to do 2 at a time. When it's paper you can do that because it's obviously thinner. So if I just gather those together, okay, and I'm just pinching either side like that. So I'm holding down the middle of each thin petal and just pinching up at each side like this. So that's those. So that's all the bigger petals done, and I'll do the same with the smaller. Do excuse the state of my fingers, but I've just been doing a live video doing a canvas, so I'm still covered in paint. So I'm just going to do the same with these, and then it's up to you as to how many layers, whether you want your flower to be all like the large petals or the small, or a mixture of the two. And again, it's up to you how many layers you put on. So you can have as many layers as you like, depending on how full you want your flowers. So I don't know if you can see that there. So if I just put the flat ones next to them, you can see the difference once they're shaped. Now, all I'm going to do now is just get a bit of glue. I'm just going to pop a little bit in the middle like that. And I'm just going to put that on and sort of stagger it slightly. Can you see how I'm doing that? Let me just pull that in a touch. There you go, like that. I'm just going to hold it down for a few seconds for the glue to take, and then a little bit more glue and pop that on there like that, so it's completely staggered, so I've got no gaps in my petals. I'm going to do the same with my smaller ones. And you can see how very quickly you can make a pretty flower. Just hold that down a minute. You could use a glue gun if you want to, but I find a wet glue is better because it's, with a hot glue gun it could make it a little bit bulky in the middle. Now you could have that as 2 separate flowers. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put the 2 together like that. A bit more glue there. Pop that on. And with my embossing tool, I'm just going to hold that on for a few seconds for the glue to take. And then it's up to you what you put in the middle. So you might have some nice gems that you want to use. I've got some of this trim, which is like a diamante style. So I'm just going to trim those little bits off there. Look, now this is where I will use my glue gun, because I want to be able to stick this gem in the middle. Right, so I'm just going to place that in the middle like that and just hold it on for a few seconds for the glue to take. There you go. And that is a very, very quick, quick and easy flower. Okay, so let's just make a few more in some of the colours so you can see how they all look. So what I'll do is, like I said, because I'm using paper which is obviously quite thin, I should be able to shape up three flowers at the same time using my tweezers, so that just saves me a little time. And of course, like I say, you can use plain paper, you can use a pattern paper if you want to have some pretty patterned flowers. You could alternate colours as well. So, for example, with like this lilac-y one, if I'd got, say, purple paper, I could do layers, either alternate the layers or perhaps have the inner layer of smaller flowers in one shade and then the outer in another. So you can really play around and experiment. So I'm just going to get another layer of the small like this. There we go. And then what I tend to do is I make up a load and I'll just keep them in a box like this. And then when I'm making a card or a project, and especially if I'm rushed on time and I haven't got any flowers ready made, any flowers to go with, I can just quickly look in my box, see what I've got, see if there's something that ties in. Excuse me. The other thing you could put in the middle of your flowers is some Flower Soft, or if you've got gems, anything like that. Okay, so that's my layers there. So let's put this together. So I'm just staggering them. Excuse me. Just let the glue take my next layer. And what I'll do as well is I will be back with another video soon, using some different flower dies and showing you some different flowers that you can make. Let's see. I've just moved that slightly because I had a few gaps there that I didn't want. So let's pop a bit of glue there. And a bit more there. So you could actually just spend an evening just punching out or die cutting a load of flowers, and perhaps another evening sticking them all together. Let's put another one of these in the middle. So like I say, with this one I am going to use my glue gun. So you could even use buttons if you've got an old... Oh, sorry, I was going to use the glue gun for that, wasn't I? Sorry. Yeah, the glue gun's a bit better because it just will help hold this embellishment in place better than the wet glue. There we go, so we've got another one there. So we've got this lighter colour, let's do some in this. I quite like doing like 3 of each layer, but it's entirely up to you. Depends how full you want your flower to be. In fact, what I could do is perhaps with this one, I will do a fuller flower. I'll do some more colours. Sorry, not colours, sorry, some more layers. Let's have a look. So let's just stick all this together first. Oops. So that's with 3 layers, but I will perhaps add a couple more, I think. So let's have a look what we've got here. So in the centre of these, you could even add like little resin flowers. So it's entirely up to you what you put in the middle. There's like domed pieces, resin pieces that you can get with like little pictures or flowers or something in the middle. You can put those on. So let's add these 2 layers as well. Now, because I'm using paper, which is obviously quite thin, I'm not using stamens that are on wire on this, because I think that trying to pierce this and pull the stamens through would actually rip the paper. If I was doing it with cardstock, I probably would do it, but with the paper, I just feel it's just a little bit too thin, and like I say, it would probably rip. So let's just get a few layers of the smaller one now. And on the website we have got some different flower dyes, so if you want to have a look on there, see what we've got. And if there's anything that you're after and we haven't got it, feel free to get in touch with us, and if we can get it for you, we will. So I've got 3 of that, and I think I might do another 3 of that. So this is going to be a no, what did I do? 5 layers, wasn't it? 1, 2, it's 5. So I'll do 5 of the small as well. That's it, so that's those done. So let's just stick these together. Just add the next layer in. And then we've got 1 more layer to go on. Now what I could do with this, I could just sort of, if you use your embossing tool and go round and around like that, it just lifts up the petals a little bit more, which will give a slightly different look to your flower. That's going to go in the middle there. Now with this one, I think I will put a bit of hot glue. And I'm going to press that down so it's actually changing the shape of the flower. I don't know if you can see that there. So if you just see the difference between the two, that one is flatter, that one's much more raised up. So in that one, I think I'd have to put something smaller, because that's going to be too big to go in there. Just trying to see if in my little set of drawers, if I've got something. Oh no, I think I've just got one of these pearls. I think I'm going to put a bit of glue in there because I want it to go down and stay down. So I'm thinking I'll go for this slightly smaller size. That's it. There we go. There we go. So we've got 2 different types of flower there. And let's see if we can try something a little bit different. So if we go for the red again, I'm going to put all the layers on top of each other. And this time, let's see. So with my embossing tool, I'm just bringing the petals up like this. So if you can see there, all the petals are coming up like that. We'll do it with the small ones as well. So I've got 3 layers there. So this just brings the petals up, and it also sort of creases up the edges of the petals, which then makes it look very, very delicate. Okay, so what we'll do with this now is we'll stick all this together, and we've got a different flower again, but all with the same flower punch. Oops, let me just try and get that in there. pop that in there like that. Whoopsie daisy, that one doesn't want to go where I want it. That's it. The only problem, of course, when you use glue guns is you get all these like strands of glue and it sticks to everything. Right, so what I'll do with this, that's the bigger layer. So the smaller layer I will stick together separately. This is quite nice if you're doing crafting with children, not with the glue gun, but if you just used wet glue, and they could make flowers then. So that's going to go in there like that. Just press that down in the middle, like that. And then I'm just wondering, just to be a little bit different, add another colour. So let's just have a look. Oops. Actually, I've got a slightly smaller embossing tool here, which might be better. That's better, because these are obviously much smaller petals. Can you see how that's really pulling that up? It's almost like a crocus now. Right, so what I want to do is just sort of bring that in together a bit, like that. So let's just take the one out of the other, pop a little bit of glue in the middle. Pop that in there. So I'm just staggering the petals a bit. And then I'm going to pop that inside there. If I just press down in the middle like that. There we go. So that's that's just moved slightly, unfortunately, so it isn't quite in the centre, but it gives you sort of the rough idea. So it's like a kind of crocus type. So just from that one punch, we've been able to do, these are a bit like a gerbera type of flower, which are the ones that I've already got in my box here that I'd made. That was one where I've just literally used just one layer. This was a flower die that I had, very similar to the punch, and I've just shaped the petals very slightly and just put a little gem in the middle. So I've got these ones here, those there, then that one where we've done more layers and pressed down so it's sort of lifted up the petals, and that one where it's sort of made a type of crocus. And again, perhaps I could just put a little, like I said, that unfortunately moved. It should be right in the centre, and it isn't. But it gives you the idea. So if I just pop that in there like that, so you've got another sort of crocus type flower there. So hopefully that's given you some ideas to make some very, very simple flowers out of your punches or your flower dies, and with some paper or cardstock. And I'll be back again with some more flower making with some different dies. Bye.